1.
Back in 1980, the Hollywood movie 9 to 5 told the story of an office of overworked women suffering under a tyrannical boss. Yet these working girls had it easy compared to the most extreme workaholics in the countdown. There's another group of females that don't just work 9 to 5. From the moment they're born, they work all day and all night, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Imagine if we were like the animal at number 1 in the countdown. As soon as we were born, we'd have to start working. Our first job would be to clean the house and look after our younger sisters. As we got older, we'd be put into housing construction. And since we live in a house of wax, we could even supply our own building material. Eventually, we'd be promoted to go out and get the groceries, which would mean commuting up to 60 miles every day. No wonder people say they're as busy as a bee. Even the honeybee royalty has to work hard. The queen bee may have subjects feeding and pampering her, but she's still expected to produce an egg every minute of the day. This can mean more than 200,000 eggs a year. And it's no surprise that her babies are called workers. From the moment a worker bee hatches, it starts on a progression of jobs. First, it cleans up around the honeycomb. Then, after a few days, glands on its abdomen start producing wax, which it uses to build and repair comb. After a while, the bees move on to guarding the nest and producing honey. Finally, at just 3 weeks old, the worker bee leaves the hive to forage for pollen and nectar. The queen bee can keep up her workaholic ways for over 5 years, but worker bees are not so lucky. They have to fit all their jobs into just 35 days before they die. There's no such thing as a peaceful retirement for honeybees, or for one remarkable human. In 2001, Harold Fisher of Detroit was presented with an award for being America's oldest worker. Even after his 100th birthday, Harold was still working 5 days a week as chief architect of Harold Fisher and Associates, the firm he founded 56 years earlier. In a working career that's lasted over 85 years, he's helped design over 500 churches.
If you love it, you want to live. You don't think of dying. And you know if you retire, that you know, no possibility you'll be dead shortly.
For honeybees, there's no chance of retirement, especially when there's a hive of 50,000 hungry mouths to feed. Only the oldest worker bees leave the hive, and it's the hardest job they'll ever have. To make just 1 pound of honey, the workers have to visit over 2 million flowers. Collectively, they'd make 10 million trips back to the hive and clock up a total distance of 55,000 miles, the equivalent of flying around the world twice. And once they're back in the hive, the hard work continues. The bees have to cough up the nectar and swallow it again and again. That's how they concentrate the honey before packing it away in wax storage containers. Inside the perpetually dark nest, there's no need to stop when the sun goes down. And there's so much to do that some honeybees work 24-hour shifts without a break. And that's why, when it comes to workaholics, the honeybee really is the most extreme.